Hey guys, it's Heather from The Raw Buzz, and today we are going to be talking about protein. Check out my ebook, Rawsome Vegan Holidays, now available for purchase on my website. Enjoy the video! One of the first things that people are going to ask you when you go vegan is, where do you get your protein? And that is consistently on a regular basis the number one question that I always get. Gluten. And gluten is actually a combination of two different proteins, and those two different proteins are combinations of amino acids. So those two proteins bonded, and each protein has different amino acids, and they created gluten. Beautiful. So that's how different protein combinations are made, and there's so many protein combinations out there, and not all protein is good for you. Just like the example that I gave, gluten, it's a protein, but it's very bad for you. Well, protein was actually one of the first nutrients discovered, and they realized that protein was the building blocks to our muscles. So they thought, wow, if this builds muscles, then it must be really good for us, so the more the better. And they thought that you couldn't eat too much protein. You can eat too much protein, and too much protein is super damaging to your body. I actually remember when I was a kid, I was watching this documentary on dinosaurs, and I saw the Brontosaurus eating leafy vegetables, and I asked my mom, I said, "Mom, where does the Brontosaurus get his protein?" Because I legitimately thought there was no protein in vegetables. Later I found out that spinach is very high in protein per calorie, so the Brontosaurus was getting plenty of protein. Now, something that is really interesting is the time in which we are growing the most, when we're infants, growing from, mama's milk. You think that the amount of protein we need would be at its peak because we're, the fastest growing that we're ever going to be in our entire lives. But in reality, milk on average is around 5% protein. Yes, only 5% protein. Okay, that's the amount of calories. So if you have 100 calories at 4 calories per gram, you're going to be looking at about 1 gram of protein for 100 calories, and that's about 5%. That's the amount the baby is consuming at its peak growth. Actually, a lot of our diseases come from eating too much protein. So you can get colon cancer, all sorts of different types of cancers, especially with animal protein, and your kidney can fail from eating too much protein. So you will find a higher rate than normal of kidney failure amongst bodybuilders, because they are the group of individuals who are going to go completely out of their way to get as much excessive protein as they physically possibly can, because they are of the mindset that more is better, and it is not the case. So it is impossible to eat too little protein on a vegan diet unless you specifically only ate sugar and oil, refined sugar and refined oil, and nothing else. So that is how you can become protein deficient, by not eating any whole foods, just eating sugar and oil. So if you are still concerned about protein, please keep in mind, do not overdo it on the protein. But there are some really good sources. If you still are concerned and want to have a little bit of room there, you can find protein in all whole foods. So on average, fruits have roughly 5% protein, the same as breast milk. So that is ample enough of protein to meet your minimum requirements according to the World Health Organization. Now, you are also going to find that vegetables on average have around 20% protein. The green vegetables especially have a lot of protein. Grains on average have around 11% protein. Beans, nuts, legumes have around, on average, 20% protein or so. And surprisingly, nuts and seeds have about 8% protein. So most people think about nuts and seeds as very high protein foods, but in reality they are high calorie foods. So they are going to supply you with more protein per gram because they have more calories per gram of weight, if you know what I'm saying. You ask the average person on the street, what's protein? I won't be able to tell you. Meat, maybe? Is meat protein? Well, no, protein is actually a combination of amino acids, and those amino acid bonds create different types of protein, such as... So, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, like this video, share this video with people who have no idea what protein is or how to get protein or what does a vegan eat for protein. And follow me on Instagram. I am posting pictures every day that are to die for on Instagram, so check me out at The Raw Buzz. Follow me on Facebook, so those are the two social medias that I use the most. And check out my website, The Raw Buzz, for awesome recipes. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.